just start off by saying the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, are miserable and confused as fuck. Point blank. That's it. Now let me get into exactly why I say that in the first place, because I feel like right now that's where I need to like really start getting getting to the meat and potatoes of this whole conversation right now that I just started. So, granted, some of you might not know this already at this point to begin with, but if you do, then you don't obviously need to hear it again. But for the people that don't know, I'm big into WWE. I grew up watching it as a kid. I stuck with it ever since, even through the ups and downs or whatever, and all this other stuff and whatnot. I stuck through it regardless because it was something I was familiar with, and I stuck with it because I liked it. Granted, I understand what's going on behind the scenes, and I'm not a big fan of it, and I honestly don't really support it. But at the same time, the product that I'm watching is something I still enjoy. That doesn't mean I'm one of those people that they, you know, associate themselves with at that point, to be honest with you. I just like the characters. I like the storytelling. I like majority of the aspects they bring into wrestling instead of just using just wrestling. And let me just be frank right now and say this to us as well. If you like AEW, cool. I know I've seen some couple of highlights and clips that pop up on social media and whatnot, and I've seen that they do some crazy shit over there too as well. They get down and dirty over there. And I honestly am kind of considering like taking a look more often over there too. If you like NJPW, that's even cooler. Those are some hard hitting ass motherfuckers over there. They know how to fucking hit. Like legit. I'm not fully invested into it like that. Like I don't watch it religiously, but every once in a while I definitely do like come and look at a couple of clips and stuff like and whatnot here and there. It's not obviously me watching the full show. Yes, I understand that, but still, I got a taste of what they're going through in that company too, as well, and it's definitely fucking good. That's one thing. Same goes for Ring of Honor, TNA, AAA. Even though that's technically embedded with WWE. Like, if you like any of those, cool. Honestly, we could chop it up and talk about it. What you like about it, what you don't like about it at the point. We can have a civil conversation about that. No problem whatsoever. Seems simple, right? You would think so, but it has not been that case for like just social media as a whole in general, or just like the IWC on social media for that matter. And for those who don't know what that means, what that abbreviation means, IWC is literally the Internet Wrestling Community, which we all know are just a bunch of fucking jackasses who like literally just don't like, who just hate everything about the product that they're watching, no matter where they go to, but they still like continuously watch it, just talk more shit about it. Or this is another one too. They will personally go out their way to send personal attacks to said wrestler because they don't like what they did on the show. Even goes as far as to send death threats, racist comments, bigotry. Like the list goes on and on. I could keep going about all the stuff that they literally do in there. And the fact that they call themselves wrestling fans is insane to me at this point, realistically speaking, because I don't see how you can call yourself a wrestling fan by doing stuff like that I just listed right there. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. But anyways, so let me just get to the actual point of this whole thing, because I've been like already, because again, I am a content creator at the end of the day. I hate using that word or that term, but I am a content creator at the end of the day. I stream on both YouTube and Twitch. I make videos for YouTube. So obviously I gotta be social. I have to obviously get myself out there more and whatnot, because I'm not big like that. You've already seen my fucking channel. I've already I have like over 100 subs. That's not really a lot compared to all the other big YouTubers or anything like that. That's not even close to a fraction at that point, realistically speaking. I look at it as a big number still. I think 100 subscribers is still plenty people, regardless at that point. So that's just me. That's just how I view it. Anyways, that's beside the point. Anyways, these so-called wrestling fans, and I use that air quote very loosely, wrestling fans for that matter, I can't consider them actually fans, because like, number one, you do all this stuff, again, as I just listed earlier just a moment ago, you do all this stuff and then say you want it to be better and you want it to be like good and whatnot and stuff like that. No, you want it to be in your vision. You want to be the one running the fucking whole thing at this point, because y'all like I can control everything that they do in there, which in reality you can't, because right now WWE is pretty much creatively controlled by fucking TKO, which was the dumbest decision in the first place to be like to ever be made at that point, because we've already seen how that turned out. That's not getting any better anytime soon, at least at this point. And I really think they really should honestly stop doing that, because TKO does not know what the fuck WWE is supposed to be. But that's another topic for a different day. Anyways, so I've been trying to obviously be more social and get out there more, and just like obviously have these conversations with people on social media and whatnot. For example, Threads, because that's the most recent, I guess, heat I've been getting from over there. And I wouldn't even necessarily call it heat, because not a lot of people have really followed my threads like that, to be honest with you. But I use my personal account, not my content creation account where I pretty much promote my streams and stuff like that. Not that account. I use my personal account basically, because it's me at that point. The other one's still me too, but it's business me. This is personal me at this point. So recently, Wrestlemania 42 had already pretty much been done and settled at that point. Night 1 and 2 just this weekend, and I thought it was a okay idea to maybe go and see what everybody thought about it, because personally, I can agree with a lot of people when I say that night 1 pretty much felt ass. It felt like rushed. It literally felt way too like just everything thrown in there and just said fuck it, let it run wild. Night 2 was better in my opinion. It still felt slightly rushed, but it felt at least more impactful than night 1 was. So I would say at this point night 2 was better in my opinion. But at the same time, as a whole, for the whole like 2-night thing goes, it didn't really turn out too crazy like that. But anyways, some of the matches were still pretty good. I enjoyed a couple of them, so I got my entertainment out of it at the end of the day. So I don't really care. But I thought it was an okay idea to go see what everybody else thought about it. And I know a lot of people were like having their, obviously they're gonna have their opinions and whatnot, and that's okay. That's totally fine. You can have your opinion at that point. You could choose not to like a certain outcome or whatever at that point, or even hate it for that matter. By all means, go ahead, you do you. But the thing is that what confuses me, because I recently had like a couple of conversations with like a few people before recently, the past few days on Threads. So there was this one girl, this one lady. Actually, you know what? Actually, let me go and look at my Threads post real quick and see what I even said that day, because I actually forgotten what I said that day. So I'm looking from this screenshot right here I have from Threads. I made the post saying, no, I didn't make the post. Someone else made the post saying, and sadly we have to deal with Rhea again, basically as champion, because she won the women's WWE championship against Jade Cargill. Somebody please take her title ASAP, because I'm so over her. And so obviously, again, with hearing that, with seeing that right there, again, I saw we. So I'm like, who the fuck is we?
We? We?
You don't speak for me. What are you talking about? You don't speak for me. I can't. I threw my pretty much my take out there. My reply. I said respectfully, you do not speak for us. That's literally all I said. And then she goes and replies, what? I go and I reply back. I said, you said we, which means you're including a good portion of people, as I just said earlier. I'll let you figure that one out. And then she goes to say, you're so weird. So I'm weird for basically telling you that you don't speak for us. That's literally all I did. That's literally all I just said was you don't speak for all of us. Like, you're okay. At the end of the day, you're not happy with the fact that Rhea won the championship. That's perfectly fine. That's normal. But don't include people in your statement as if we're gonna all agree with you, because I guarantee you a good portion of people didn't agree with you for that matter. I wouldn't know, because, you know, she fucking blocked me because I guess told her the fucking truth or whatever at this point, I guess, and proceeded. And the thing is, that's the funny thing about it too, is that people will literally try so bad to like talk so much shit or talk any type of shit, whatever, whatsoever, that they're not ready for the blowback. So they immediately block you after they reply back to you so quickly. It's not even funny. Most of these people just be wanting to get the last word so bad, and I really just be feeling bad for them because I'm just like, how do you operate at home? Like, are you okay? Shorty, you cool? Like, what's going on in your household? I genuinely, do I need to call for some help? Like, what's going on here? I need the information real quick. Anyways, I then made the a quote post on there saying, "Remember, folks, what the hell? I did not spell that at all correctly. What the fuck? Okay, well, I said we're Wells. I meant to say, remember, folks, we're weird because we actually use logic. Wrestling fans hate when you use that kind of common sense. Keep that in mind." Then I proceeded to make a post of my own. So because I was already seeing a bunch of influx of people who literally were just sitting there crying and bitching and moaning about something that, for one, isn't even in Triple H's like. It's not even Triple H's fault for that matter. They've already made it clear that TKO runs creative, not Triple H. He's the one that basically takes the fucking blow from everyone at this point because he's the one out there getting his face out there and promoting everything at this point. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. I made the post on my own. I said, God, wrestling fans are the most miserable, confused bunch I've ever witnessed. Laughing my ass off. Y'all give real wrestling fans a bad rep. And you can obviously see that there's 6 comments and one quote post. Now, granted, you can't see the all 6 comments. You can only see the 2 comments between me and someone else because someone asked me, was I at Wrestlemania? And I told them, unfortunately, I was not. The other 4 or the other few comments before that person came along was some dude. I don't remember his name. I think it was like Mr. Route or some shit like that. I don't know. I have like, I think I still have a screenshot of his fucking name too also as well because I did low key like fucking, yeah. So his name was Mr. Route 269. I literally like had a screenshot of his fucking post before that he made like 4 days ago because I was gonna use that against him to literally show that he purposely is trying to find socio-political bait posts from accounts with less than 30 followers who never reply to any criticisms of their stance. So he's purposely literally looking for people to argue with, which is my whole point to him because I was making to him because he literally was like sitting there trying to make something out to what it wasn't. But basically, let me just get to the point of the conversation between me and Mr. whatever the fuck his name was. So he basically replies into my comment section. He comes in my comment section, replied to my post about me saying wrestling fans are basically miserable and confused as fuck. He goes and says, gatekeeping. How cute. So then I proceeded to, and granted, I don't have the screenshots of the conversation at this point because the guy literally blocked me as the other person did that before. They did the same exact thing, which was reply to me back to get the last word and then block me afterwards. It's literally all they do. They want the last word so badly that they will go extreme lengths just to fucking do that. And honestly, I don't care about being blocked at that point, realistically speaking. But if you're gonna do that right after you reply to me, you're a legit bitch. You are a bitch and you are scared of fucking confrontation. That's literally all there is to it. You are scared of confrontation. You're scared of looking stupid because of the fact that you're wrong and you know that you're wrong. So you hide from that fact by blocking it and thinking that it's gonna just end right there. No, it's gonna stay playing in the back of your head regardless of however you feel about the situation for that matter. You look stupid, but I don't have the proof to show that you look stupid. I just remember how the conversation went because again, this was recent. So I screenshotted a definition of the word gatekeeping. It literally says control access to something. In parentheses, something. So me making that post saying that wrestling fans, quote unquote wrestling fans, are miserable and confused as fuck and that they give real wrestling fans a bad rep. How is that me gatekeeping anything? Like I don't know how that's me gatekeeping at all whatsoever. Maybe I'm just fucking slow. I don't know, but I genuinely do not understand how that's gatekeeping whatsoever. I really don't. So I screenshotted the definition of gatekeeping, sent it to him, and I said, learn the definition of the word before you loosely use it. And then he comes back and replies to me like hours later talking about, he's explaining the definition of fandom gatekeeping now. Now he switched it up. He basically called it fandom gatekeeping now, which that's even more fucking false. Because how am I fandom gatekeeping? I'm literally telling you, stating what's actually happening, what I've been observing. And again, it's true. The so-called wrestling fans, the IWC, are like the most miserable and confused bunch I've ever seen before. And that's saying a lot because I've been in a lot of communities. Again, where am I fandom gatekeeping? Because if you're implying that I'm saying that you're not allowed to be a fan of wrestling, then you're basically just fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but you're just stupid, because where did I say you're not allowed to be a wrestling fan? Where did I imply that you're not allowed to be a wrestling fan? Where did I even mention that you're not allowed to do this and that in terms of wrestling? I just said what I stated was an observation, for that matter. A true one, for that matter, because everyone should know the IWC is literally exactly what I call them to be. So then he proceeds to continuously reply to me. And again, I don't mind you like trying to talk to me, but like you're just now just trying to like just talk shit at this point and just assume you're falsely accusing me of something that I'm not even actually doing. And it's literally on the internet. You can see that I'm not doing that. You just are trying to spin it to make it seem like I am implying that, but I'm not. He then just goes and starts spewing out nonsense and whatever, saying that I got punked or whatever, and that I'm just like this. I don't remember the rest of what he said after that. I just remember he said I got punked, and I just looked at him. I was like, where did I get punked at? Because you didn't come directly to my face, like no cameras or anything. You didn't come to me directly to my face in person doing any of this whatsoever. You did this on the internet behind the screen. If anyone is getting punked, it's you, because you literally came in here and falsely accused me of something that I didn't even do. Again, this is where the confused part comes in. They're miserable because they're seeking attention so badly that they will go out of their way to find anyone to argue with, for that matter, to find some type of drama in their lives just to get entertainment for fun at this point. That is where the miserable part comes in. The confused part is just them literally just saying whatever, and they're trying to make it come to light as if it's actually true or it's actually happened, which never did. So that's why I said that. But I literally looked at my fucking I'm looking at my replies now, because I can see my replies in here in the reply section on here. I replied back to him saying, dog, you punked no one. Quit the tough guy act and go find something to do with your life, instead of trying to find an argument to start. And the only reason and I'm about to get to this next part right here too, because I looked at his profile. The guy literally has his bio saying that he is I think it was an antisocial dissociating empath, which that's false, because you literally still chose to interact with me. So you're not antisocial. You just chose to be that way because no one will willingly talk to you, which at that point, that's not my problem. I gave you the intention that you wanted. Granted, I shouldn't have, because at this point, the way after what I just explained just now, I wasted my own time, because clearly nothing went through your fucking thick ass skull to begin with. I said also, you're not antisocial by choice. You just chose to become that way because no one wants to talk to you willingly. You came in here with some false accusations and can't be bothered to prove any of it at all. You're just bored looking for attention. And that is literally what the majority of that community is. Like, don't get me wrong. That's the whole point of social media. Like, you're supposed to get attention and likes and comments and whatnot and stuff like that, and views and stuff. That is basically the whole point of it, yes. But the way how they do it is literally just the laziest way possible, or just the like most saddest fucking attempt at all. And most of the time, it doesn't even work. And if it does work, it doesn't work out for them. And so he then tried to like literally accuse me again, or actually no, he tried to accuse me of telling people that they can't be fans of a fucking genre or just like a category or whatever, for that matter. Basically insinuating that I am just telling people that they're not allowed to like be fans of wrestling. To which I don't know what went through his mind when he made that or typed that out, but he must have really been feeling himself, or he must have been on some shit, because I don't know how the hell you could have just looked at that and thought, you know what? Yeah, this is accurate. I literally said, I replied to him back saying, yet nowhere in that did I tell anyone that they're not allowed to be a part of a community I don't own or run. Again, that I don't own or run. I don't run any of these communities. I don't own any of these communities. I don't care about who runs or owns them. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that I can't make observations and actually make statements, true statements for that matter, about said community, which is very true to be fucking true to light at this point, because everyone knows this already. I'm just reiterating it. That is literally it. And then I continue saying, I just simply stated a fact, which is wrestling fans like yourself, I'm assuming, act like this or worse over wrestling and consider to call yourselves real fans. You're literally just psychopaths. Actually, no, sorry. Sorry, I butchered that. You're literally just sociopaths with an ego the size of Texas. So therefore, your accusations are false and you have nothing here to prove whatsoever. Please go seek help and maybe a better way to kill some time. He chooses to literally change his algorithm on Threads to go find accounts under 30 followers to argue with. Buddy, it seems like you just want the attention. You seem like you just desperately want the attention that badly. You're not antisocial. You just don't have anyone to talk to. This next person too, I'm not even gonna lie, she was just really just trying so hard, honestly. Like the girl was literally like trying to argue. The girl was literally arguing with me all day about this. Like I literally to the point where I literally were like I went to work. I was getting ready for work too also while having this conversation, and then I literally like spent a couple hours in work doing my thing or whatever for that matter. I take a break at that point. I check my phone. This girl is still like just arguing with me about the same topic that she's just in denial about at this point. That's how like sad it is now. It's that niggas will literally go out of their way to argue all day because they have nothing else to do. Like I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, actually, now that I think about it, I don't even want to get into that one actually, because that's just gonna fucking be a whole nother trip too also as well, because of the fact that she literally spent all day trying to argue with me and I'm just literally trying to fucking like just work like and just do my own thing. So basically, bottom line at this point, I'm gonna just shorten that one up. I'm gonna just say at this point, she literally just would not stop like talking at all, like because she was so mad that she was apparently upset that the fact that Rhea won the championship and Jay lost it so quickly after like 6 months. 6 months is a pretty long time if you really think about it, to be honest. It just goes by fast sometimes if you end up like having like a lot to do too. So I think I made a post saying something about Rhea winning the championship or whatever at that point. I don't know what I said, or I don't know if it was someone I replied to or whatever, but she comes in and is like basically saying like I'm not a big Rhea fan or of her as champion either too, but she didn't need to win that title or whatever, stuff blah blah all that other stuff. Basically saying that she pretty much dislikes Rhea at this point, which again, I don't really understand exactly how you dislike her. Like you don't have to like her, but what makes you dislike her specifically that I just genuinely don't understand. Like I'm trying to figure that part out, because right now it just seems like you just purposely are showing that you dislike her, of which she claims that she literally says that she does not dislike Rhea. She just isn't a fan of her. And I'll admit that can be a scenario too. You can actually still not be a fan of someone, but also not dislike them too. That is a thing. Yes, I'm aware of that. But she literally kept fighting for it to like literally say that she did not need a championship, repeating herself several times, saying that let's hope this championship reign is fucking actually good or whatever or stuff. Basically just saying that she pretty much has her doubts at this point. And I'm just like constantly telling her like, bro, you're literally just telling me you don't like her at this point. Like, just say you don't like her. I don't know what else you want me to say at this point, but you keep just saying stuff that has no value or substance or whatsoever to this conversation. And frankly, I wasn't even talking to her in the first place to begin with. She just came to me with this bullshit. So I'm just like, I don't care who won at this point, because between both of them, I like Jade Cargill. I like Rhea Ripley. So I was satisfied with whoever won that match, regardless. I would have been fine. For her sake, she wasn't. So when we run the championship, I agreed to also as well. I agreed to the fact that one, Rhea Ripley does not need the championship. She really doesn't, because realistically, she's already become too big of a star on her own to where she doesn't even need a championship at this point. She's big enough to where she can literally just have her fucking moment and have her cake and eat it too, as people would say. I think after a little while, after having a conversation with her at this point, because she was just getting to the point where she was kind of honestly being way too fucking rude about it, and I was just being like just civil about the whole thing, whilst also again being truthfully honest, brutally honest for that matter, because I guess at this point nowadays people don't like that, so they tend to take that as an attack. So she just felt defensive and just like decided to fucking just yeah, I don't know. She had like, I guess she had so much sass in what she was saying at this point, because she was typing like she had an attitude or whatever. That's besides the point. Anyways, I ended up just like blocking her myself at this point, because I was just like, you know what, she's not gonna stop anytime soon, and she's just gonna keep going forever and ever, and I really don't have the time and patience to sit there and argue with you all day. Granted, I could have just restricted you, but at the end of the day, I still know you would have probably tried to find a way to kind of just move around that and just continue that whole thing, which I was not looking forward to doing. So I just ended up just blocking her and just finishing it right there at that point because I don't want to sit there and argue all day with you. I really don't. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I guess if anybody from the IWC happens to come around this and watch this, fuck you personally, and honestly get some help because you are a piece of shit and you're fucking, I don't know what else you are at this point. You're just so many things that it's just hard to list them all. It would take literally all day for me recording this to actually say that. Anyone else that happens to deal with the IWC or happen to run into their shenanigans or whatever at that point, I apologize for you having to dealing with their fucking stupidity and ignorance because they are definitely some fucking idiots for sure. But anyways, that's about it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off now. If y'all end up wanting to have and talk about some wrestling or whatever for that matter, feel free to use the comments to do so. Or if you happen to honestly have me on social media for that matter or whatever, fucking you can add me on there too. So like I said, I'm not gonna judge you for your preferences that for that matter. You like what you like, that's cool. And personally, that's literally all I can say for that. Other than that, that's pretty much it from right now. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off though. So I'll talk to y'all later. Spider-Man and Web of Shadows, remember, it's coming soon. And 2K26, that's coming back again. So definitely spin back for that. And yeah, I'm out.